She was just an ordinary girl planning her future and dreaming of brighter days. However, the war cruelly shattered all her youthful aspirations, ultimately claiming her life. The play Aliya tells the story of this young girl, Aliya Moldagulova, whose short 18 years became a symbol of bravery and selflessness. Aliya emerged as an exceptionally skilled sniper, astonishing with her precision, but it was her remarkable courage, despite her delicate appearance, that left a lasting impression. For her extraordinary qualities, Aliya was posthumously awarded the highest honor of Hero of the Soviet Union in 1944. Aliya Moldagulova was born in 1925 in the village of Bulak, located in western Kazakhstan. Sources indicate that she became an orphan between the ages of 6 and 8, after which her uncle, Aubakir Moldagulov, took her into his care. In 1935, due to Aubakir's academic pursuits, the family relocated to Moscow and later to Leningrad, where Aliya was placed in a boarding school by her relatives. When the war against fascist occupiers began, Aliya, like many of her peers, was eager to contribute to the fight for victory. She made repeated attempts to join the front lines, but as a minor she was initially turned away. In 1942, she enrolled in an aviation technical school with dreams of becoming a pilot, only to find the offered program was non-flying. Determined, Aliya joined the Central Women's Sniper Training School, where she excelled as a disciplined and talented fighter. By July 1943, she had been deployed to the front with the 54th Rifle Brigade of the 22nd Army.
Готовилась, конечно, волнительно было браться за эту роль. Почему? Потому что
preparing for this role was both exciting and challenging. Why? Because there is very little information about Aliya, as she was just a young girl. She was only 18 when she went to the front, and she wanted to get there by any means. It was scary because you don't know what really happened. And naturally, it's intimidating to bring something to the stage that you don't fully understand, especially when no one expected remarkable achievements from such a young girl. No official reports were written, no detailed records were kept. This made the process challenging, and I had to rely heavily on her letters.
В этом плане было сложно, и приходилось опираться на письма. Она писала много.
Aliya wrote a lot about love for a person, love for her homeland. She even wrote to her sister, asking her to tell their aunt to raise her children as honest, loving people. I think I relied more on her letters. Her spiritual world was evident in the lines she wrote by hand.
Я скорее опиралась на ее письма. Ее духовный мир было видно по ее строкам, написанных от руки.
Creating a play about a legendary figure like Aliya Moldagulova is no easy task. The director aimed not only to maintain historical accuracy, but also to convey the emotional depth of the characters.
Эмоции, самое главное, это человечность, то, что и должен нести театр.
Emotions are the most important thing, and that's what theater should convey, humanity. The role of war isn't just about winning, it's about people coming to peace and goodness.
Помимо войны есть еще и чувства человеческие, добрые, нежные.
Through Aliya's character, we showed that beyond war, there are still human feelings, love, friendship, a thirst for life, creation, being loved, loving, being useful not just to family but to one's country. This is very important, and that's what we wanted to convey.
А то, что касается именно любимых сцен, картин какие-то, которые, вы знаете, все.
As for the scenes that touch the heart, everything in this play evokes sympathy because the actors are so spiritually filled that their emotional tone is strongly conveyed from the very beginning.
Эмоциональный фон, чувства их, они прям очень сильно передаются с самой начальной секунды этого спектакля.
The director wanted to portray Aliya not just as a war hero, but as an ordinary girl with her own dreams, fears, and hopes. To achieve this, minimalist sets were used with an emphasis on lighting solutions and musical accompaniment to create the atmosphere of that time. Global theater practices for military-themed productions often favor minimalistic sets and emphasize acting, allowing directors to draw the audience deeper into the complex, layered, and inherently tragic concept of war. War is not just about dry frontline reports. It's about the fates of millions of people who, despite the tragic circumstances, strive to live, feel, and make plans. Just like Aliya. Here is a girl, almost still a child, changing her dress for a military uniform, a powerful scene in itself. Yet, even with a rifle in hand, in moments of solitude, she dreams of experiencing life's joys.
Переживания личные были на тему.
The personal experiences in our play revolve around a scene where the commander of the platoon, Ekaterina Nikiforovna, promises the girls that tomorrow will be better, brighter, and that they will build their future, create families, have children, and so on. I think this theme touches me the most because even in our time it's relevant. The world is such that you don't know what tomorrow will bring. You can't even set a course because perhaps the greatest fear for many is uncertainty. The play screams about love, love for everything, divine and earthly. Not in a material sense, but love for people. I believe this is the main idea of the play.
Именно любовь к людям. Главная мысль, я считаю, этого спектакля.
Everyone knows about the tragic fate, but it was more important for me to convey the spiritual aspect, the inner world and the experience of this girl. What immense strength and energy she had.
Переживание этой девочки, какая огромная сила, какая огромная энергия, как после того.
After being deprived of happiness, she didn't become a monster, but instead she held so much love in her heart and carried it into the world. I think that's an incredible human strength.
Несешь это в мир. Я считаю, что это невероятнейшие силы и человек.
Military-themed theater productions always require a special approach. It's not just about recreating events. It's an attempt to capture the vibrations of a troubled time, the inner state of people, and finding a balance between emotional impact and historical accuracy. In film, you can use almost limitless video editing capabilities. But in theater, you only have the stage and actors, with live interaction with the audience. This is a challenge, but it's also a tool for creating a powerful emotional response.
Театр бұл классикалық театр қандай театр? Яғни театр ол живой.
Theater is a classic, living art form. Regardless of how far digitalization advances and how much technology develops, artificial intelligence cannot fully convey the emotions coming from the human heart. That's what makes theater valuable. No matter how advanced future technologies may be, I believe that artificial intelligence will never be able to replace an actor. Yes, it can recite lines, jump, fall, or even simulate a suicide on stage, but it will never be able to convey genuine love, kindness, or sincere human emotions.
Тығуы мүмкін, бірақ махаббатты бере алмайды. Махаббатты, яғни доброта дейді, яғни мейірімділікті ол бәрібір бере алмайтын сияқты.
The play Aliya was staged at the Russian drama theater named after Maxim Gorky in Astana. This theater, with over 100 years of history, has often addressed military themes, but the production about a female sniper is a special project.
Бүгінгі таңда
Today, such plays are very much needed because they touch the hearts of young people, awaken national self-awareness, and call for courage, love for the homeland, and patriotism. I believe this is a significant and meaningful production.
келетін үлкен бір спектакль деп өзім есептеймін.
Why do we continue to talk about these events 80 years later? Why does the theater stage plays about heroes from that war? Of course, it's a tribute to their bravery. We remember, we love. Perhaps theater directors are also drawn to the complexity of military themes. The audience changes, sometimes significantly from generation to generation, making it harder to realistically portray a fading era, convey its meanings, values, and make the audience understand and deeply feel for a distant heroine.
То, что присутствовало в Алие, как раз-таки то, что и самым считается.
What stands out about Aliya and what is most significant in this story is that a young girl, just 16 years old, had already accomplished such remarkable feats. This is why she is considered a hero.
Такие подвиги. Это почему и героиня.
Heroes aren't only those who spend 50 or 60 years achieving something monumental. You can become a hero even at the age of 10. It's about love and patriotism, cherishing the place where you live and defending it as it is the most precious thing. Even if it means sacrificing your life, it is done so that future generations may live in happiness. This is the message that needs to be conveyed.
Для того, чтобы потомки твои были счастливы. Вот это, наверное, важное, то, что нужно донести.
Aliya Moldagulova's combat journey was a continuous series of extraordinary feats. On the final day of her life, January the 14th, 1944, during the battle to liberate a village in the Pskov region, Aliya demonstrated exceptional bravery. According to one version, despite being wounded, she inspired the soldiers to launch a decisive attack. While this particular scene is not depicted in the play, there is a subtle, recurring message to the audience. Witness what someone with a great heart, a deep sense of justice, and unwavering patriotism is capable of achieving.
Неважно, какой ты, неважно, большой ты.
It doesn't matter who you are or how big you are.
Если в тебе огромная душа,
If you have a huge soul, the world will see it. This play is exceptional because all the heroes in it are real. It's a real platoon where these heroes were Aliya Moldagulov's comrades, these girls. This is what makes the play valuable, and I want it to live for many, many years.
Этим спектакль ценен, и хочется, чтобы он жил много-много лет.
We've already mentioned the role of musical arrangement in the play. It's fitting that in the narrative about Aliya Moldagulova, the musical climax becomes the famous song Aliya by composer Saidola Baytirakov and poet Bakir Tajibayev. This song, which appeared about half a century ago, immediately became a hit not only in Kazakhstan and other Soviet republics at the time, but also beyond the USSR. On the Gorky theater stage, this cult song was performed by the male choir, accompanied by the exemplary demonstration orchestra of the National Guard. Once again, the familiar melody evoked a wave of pride and genuine awe in the hearts of the audience.